should he have been starting on this All-Star team? Yep, he should have been starting. Over Doncic. Should have been him and Steph Curry in the backcourt. Barely over Doncic.
I agree.
Barely, but over Doncic. Does that mean that Doncic is more appreciated? Maybe. But Doncic is,
global.
Damian Lillard plays in an inaccessible market where the games are on very late for a team that usually doesn't make deep playoff runs. He's also 6'2" and 30 years old. So when you look at Damian Lillard, also, by the way, he just got to this level last couple seasons. Before that, he was still great. But Lillard, because he is so ambitious and wants to be great, is constantly getting better. So the last 2 years, he's been playing like an MVP conversation level. Steph's been doing that for 6 or 7. Luka's been doing that for 2 years, too. But he's not 6'2" and 30. He's 6'8" and he's 21 years old. And he plays in Dallas, a much bigger media market, whose games aren't on quite as late as the games are on in Portland. And so for those reasons, he gets more attention, even though the way Lillard's playing, even that's changing. For example, I think most people would agree with you and me, that Lillard really should be starting in this game. Does that mean he's underappreciated? I don't think so. I think people appreciate he's an MVP caliber player who just got there the last couple of years, went from an all-star plus, the 4.5 guy to a 5.0 guy in the last couple of years. I think people appreciate he's been carrying a team racked with injuries, but he hasn't played on great teams. We haven't seen him make deep playoff runs. He doesn't play in L.A. or New York or Dallas or Miami or a place like that.
But it's never been the case, Max. And the fact of the matter is Luka Doncic is already starting. He's got a worse record. They haven't made any deep playoff runs either. Yeah. He's young, of course. He just got here a couple of years ago. We understand that. But in the end, the point is he's been doing what he's been doing over a sustained period of time. When we were talking about the MVP, his name didn't even come up until we brought it up the other day.
Well,
we brought it up the other day. Didn't even come up.
But Lillard
That's the kind of stuff we're talking about.
Well, don't forget, what I mean is he keeps giving better and better evidence that he's there, like 43 and 16 the other night.
The fact that it's required matters.
No, but he was top 10 in everyone's list.
Now maybe he's top 5 because he
keeps getting better.
When we talk about the word appreciation, we're not talking about numbers. We understand. Everybody knows the numbers. I'm talking about, when you talk about appreciation, somebody in the mind's eye, they automatically come to your mind when you're talking about them because of what you've done over a sustained period of time, a sustained level of listen, the players voted him. The media voted for him. The fans don't, okay? So you basically have a tie. The tie basically, according to a lot of folks in the NBA, should go to the guy with a better record in the conference, et cetera, et cetera. That wasn't applicable here. Better record than Golden State. Better record than Dallas. I'm just saying you got to look at what the guy does.
I agree. And for that reason,
CJ McCollum, no Nurkic.
Though it's very close, I would take Lillard over Doncic this year to start.
I agree.
But it is very close. And the reason generally Doncic has gotten more press over the last couple of years, I wouldn't say much more press. Again, Lillard's a guy with commercials who we actually do talk about Dame time. Everyone knows it.
We don't talk about him,
But the reason is because Doncic showed up in the league, 20 years old, giving people practically a triple-double with 30 points.
I guess you've been sitting here on First Take without me because the fact of the matter is that we barely brought him up and nobody else brought him up until we brought him up. They don't talk about him enough. He's been doing it for years. They don't talk about him enough.
He's been doing it at this level for 2 years.
I'm on the show by myself. I missed those shows. When the hell we talk about him?
We argued last year, Steph or Dame.
We just brought it up because I brought it up the other day. We don't talk about it.
Last year we argued Steph or Dame. Steph Curry.
Okay. All right. We do
Stephen
240
just wants
shows
a little more
year,
Dame time in everyone's life.
You know what the hell I'm saying? Stop acting like you don't know.
Lillard leads the NBA in clutch time points and clutch time shooting percentage. It should be called Dame time, not clutch time.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.